Hello and good evening, guys. It's been almost 2 weeks since my last roundup video, and unfortunately, I just have not had time to sit down and film any videos as of late. I've had a lot on my plate, and it's nothing bad. It's just that with my work, Christmas and the month of December, Black Friday through Christmas is the craziest time of year. So for myself, my line of work, usually this time of year, I'm the busiest. So, and usually I tend to find it's around mid to late December where all of a sudden I'll have a spurt of a few days where, okay, maybe I can sit down and put together a few extra videos. But yeah, so far I haven't had the time yet. I'm hoping that's going to change soon. But in the meantime, though, I'll get through with last week's uniform matchups in the NFL. And basically, I might talk about a little bit of extra stuff after that, depending on time. And that'll give us a video for the first time in a couple of weeks, basically. And then hopefully from there, we can start to catch up, I guess. I don't know. I am behind on so many things. I have so much I have to do outside of the channel. Honestly, I just don't think that, I don't know. I may just not be able to do videos for maybe till next month. We'll see. You may just get the odd weekly roundup video. That might be all I'm able to sit down and do, to be honest. But just throwing that out there just in case it happens. But past the trend has been that December ends up being a pretty good month for me to sit down and make videos. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not this year, but we'll see. But all I know is that so far, after last year was a weird, crazy year because of COVID, this year with people now being fully vaccinated, and people now maybe starting to have concerns about the new variant that's emerged, Omicron. I would say people are going to probably be feeling a little bit desperate over the next 4 weeks from now as I'm filming this, because it's December 4th, 2021 today. But I think people are going to be feeling a little bit desperate to make sure they get at least some type of holiday get-together in for the first time in a couple of years, because with the way this horrible pandemic's going, I mean, just as you think things seem to be possibly turning around a little bit, virus mutates, and it sucks. I'm so done with this pandemic. I'm sick of it. It's, I don't know. We'll see how this new variant goes, but if these vaccines do what they're supposed to do, which I believe they do, if enough people are vaccinated in countries like here in Canada, I really don't see this new variant being a major problem, thankfully. Hopefully I'm right on that, but what the hell? I dropped something. Oh, time will tell. Sorry, I think I just dropped something, but nothing major. Just, oh. Yeah, that would explain it. I dropped my hoodie. Oops. All right, let's go back to the American Thanksgiving games. There were 3 of them because it was the American Thanksgiving, not this past Thursday, but the Thursday before. And happy belated Thanksgiving to all of you Americans out there. But let's start with the Bears-Lions. The Bears wore their standard away uniform with white pants, burgundy, where the hell did that come from? I was thinking about the Washington NFL team for a second. But the Chicago Bears, they wore their white jersey, navy pants, white socks. But the Lions dropped a bit of a bomb. Usually for the Thanksgiving game that they host every year, usually they wear a throwback. This year, they just wore their standard home uniform with silver pants and light blue socks. I'm very surprised that Detroit especially did not do a throwback uniform this year, because here's the thing about Detroit. Their throwback, all that it requires is to remove the decals and they wear their simple silver helmets. Unless Maybe I'm mistaken and there's a different type of helmet that they used with that design that they threw back to over recent years. Maybe I thought it was just a simple plain silver bucket with no logos or nothing on it, but maybe I'm wrong. So I know that the one helmet rule in the NFL is going to be rescinded at the end of this current season. So could the Lions be planning some kind of throwback with a different helmet of some sort next year? Time will tell. Speaking of teams that did not do some type of special uniform for Thanksgiving, the Cowboys were a big surprise, especially Dallas, because, you know, unlike the Lions actually have a throwback that all they have to do is take the decals off their helmets and they're good. But with Dallas, though, usually in recent years, they would wear their Color Rush all-white uniform where obviously the jersey is based off of their 90s white and blue uniforms they wore for a short time back then. And Dallas opted just to stick with their regular white uniform. And of course, Las Vegas wore their, I'm talking the Raiders, wore their black jersey, silver pant, black sock, classic combo. Excuse me. Obviously, the Raiders wore their standard black uniform, and the Cowboys elected to wear their standard white uniform instead of their Color Rush. Now, I actually am curious to see if maybe the Color Rush has now been dropped this year. And I actually have a feeling that next season the Cowboys are going to bring back their navy blue 60s throwbacks next Thanksgiving, which, if they elect to do that, I'm all for it. It's a beautiful uniform, but truth is, I really want the Cowboys to bring back their late 70s royal blue jersey. That has to be my favorite Cowboys jersey of all time. That's the one I think Dallas needs to bring back. But as I say that, their 60s navy blue throwback with the white on the shoulders and on the arms, it's a beautiful helmet and uniform. Speaking of the helmet, the white helmet with the simple navy blue star on it, love those uniforms. I certainly will be happy to see the Cowboys bring those back, which I think they will next season. I actually hear the Patriots are bringing back their red throwbacks next season because now they finally can, thanks to that stupid one helmet rule finally coming to an end after this season. And I'll be excited to see that uniform, I'm not going to lie. Speaking of uniform combos that I wasn't as excited about, the Bills wore blue pants and jerseys with white socks, and the Saints wore their white Color Rush. I can't complain about the Saints enough. I mean, the Color Rush program has been done for like 2 or 3 years now, and you're telling me that the Saints can at least wear gold socks with their Color Rush uniform? It's ridiculous. The throwback jersey is so beautiful, yet they won't bother to wear gold or black socks to make it a perfect uniform. It's just so stupid. And speaking of stupid, the only combo the Bills should ever wear is white pants and blue socks, and then if they wear their third jersey, or sorry, their red alternate, red socks and white pants. I'm sick and tired of the blue pants. In fact, I would rather see the Bills retire the blue pants altogether, so we don't have to worry about seeing monochrome blue or blue pants and blue socks with the white jersey. It's a stupid... Anytime they wear the blue pants, they always seem to screw it up. Even though the blue pants with white socks with their white jersey is actually an alright uniform too. But not as good as all white with blue socks, in my opinion at least. This next game I've dubbed the Yoga Pant Bowl because the Falcons and the Jaguars, white jerseys for the Falcons, teal jerseys for the Jaguars, both teams, black pants and socks. I mean, can you guys not at least wear some type of contrasting sock? I don't care if the pants on both teams are the same color. Can you not at least wear this different socks? I mean, come on. It's just so stupid. I mean, I'm surprised that we haven't at least seen the Falcons wear red socks or even their red pants at some point, you know? I actually think that their red pants with their white jersey might be all right. It might actually be all right. But at the same time, though, I don't really trust the Falcons with another Pant option because I think they'd be more likely to screw it up like they constantly screw up their Pant sock combos anyway. I mean, sorry for being a bit of a downer talking like that, but I do think that if the Falcons did bring out a red Pant option when they unveiled their uniforms last year, which I saw a photo on sportslogos.net forums recently of a photo mock-up of a player wearing the new white jersey with red pants and socks. I mean, I think that they should don the red pants at least once or twice with both of their uniforms every year. I mean, at least once so that we can see what it looks like. But the thing is, I do think that at least for the Falcons, they should bring out the red socks if they've got a red sock option. The white jersey with black pants and red socks would actually be a nice combo in my opinion. Or the black jersey with white pants and red socks, in my opinion, would also be not a bad combo either. So I think they're kind of missing an opportunity. I could do without the red pants, but the red socks, I think they should consider bringing those out, finally. Moving on, the Panthers just decided to be idiots last week because they wore their beautiful light blue alternate jersey with white pants and white socks. Like, guys, can you not at least wear light blue socks, Carolina, when you wear your beautiful blue third jersey? I mean, if I had my way, guys, here's what I would do. This is how I feel. The only pant Carolina should ever wear is their silver pants, regardless of the jersey, and have socks that contrast, that match the color of the jersey, unless it's their white jersey. Then maybe wear black or light blue socks. Either one is good, especially the light blue for Carolina with their white jersey. But I'm sick and tired of them wearing blue pants or white pants or black pants. If they want to do the all black with light blue socks for one game every year as an extra type of alternate, whatever. But, the white jersey, white pants, and light blue socks looks good too. But you've got silver helmets. Wear silver pants all the time, Carolina. To me, that's all I think the Panthers should wear for pants. But hey, I'm sure not every one of you will agree. But hey, it's obviously a matter of opinion. Now, they played the Dolphins, who looked good. They wore their standard white uniform, their main one, with teal socks and white pants. I mean, they're a team that, even though their home and away jerseys aren't as nice as their throwbacks, when they wear the right combos, they're actually all right too. Now, as for the New York Jets, they wore everything below the helmet white, including the socks. You see, even though I'm not a fan of the Jets' new jerseys, if they would just wear green socks with the white pants and the white jersey, that uniform's fine in my opinion. Just like the Panthers, I think, the Jets should only wear their white pants for their home and away jersey and green socks. Keep it simple. I mean, when the Jets wear their green jersey with white pants and white socks, green socks, not white socks, they actually don't look too bad at all. And their away jersey, if they wear that with green socks and white pants, it's not bad either. As for the Texans, they always do a good job of keeping things simple. Navy jersey, white pants, navy socks. They do a good job of wearing traditional uniform combos. I must say, though, I am looking forward to them wearing the red jersey tomorrow, actually, as I'm filming this. That's going to be cool. But yeah, no, the Texans' home jersey's not my favorite. Their uniforms in general are not my favorite, honestly, but they wear the right combos, and they actually tend to look all right. Now, moving on, the Giants sported their throwbacks for the second week in a row last week against the Eagles, who wore their green jersey with white pants and black socks. You see, I do hope that the Eagles will revisit their jerseys at some point soon. I think they're due for an update. And I honestly would not be against them going back to Kelly Green, which I'm sure at least we'll start getting a Kelly Green throwback every year from here on in, which will be nice. I'd be shocked if they don't bring it back. Let's just say that. But I do think if they're going to continue being midnight green and black, they should update their jerseys a little bit. They could use it, in my opinion. But the Giants, they should go back to the Color Rush throwback full-time and bring back the matching royal blue jersey. But the other thing I like about this uniform is two things. Number one, They used the Giants word mark on the helmet instead of the NY monogram logo, which even though their current main jerseys are throwbacks to the 50s, which when they went back to these uniforms, they were throwbacks. But I prefer the Color Rush 80s throwback because unlike their current away uniform, it's got blue on it. The Giants' main color is blue. They're a blue, then red team, not a red and white team. You know, I don't like how with their current away uniform, the only blue they have is on the helmet. I mean, it's great as a throwback. I love that they brought in the new white pant option with the red stripes on the sides. But, you know, they should just go back to the Color Rush jersey and its matching royal blue counterpart. I prefer the Giants word mark, and I love that the white jersey actually uses royal blue for the most part instead of red. But the only thing I hate about the Giants Color Rush uniform is two things. The little NY monogram logo between the collar and the number, and the decision to not wear their blue socks with that uniform. All they need to do is wear their royal blue socks, and that uniform's perfect in my opinion. Why they insist on doing all white when they wear it every time still is beyond my comprehension. It's the same issue I have with the Saints' beautiful Color Rush throwback uniform as well. So, moving on, the Steelers wore their standard away uniform, but the Bengals wore their orange jersey with black pants and orange socks this time. And you know, for a team with a relatively modern style of uniform too, the Bengals' new uniforms are not only way better than what they finally replaced starting this season, in fact. Is it bad that I think the Bengals should consider maybe switching to orange full-time? I know they've always worn black, but I love the idea of the Bengals wearing orange primarily. But, you know, the black, being black, then orange is fine too. But, you know, the orange tiger helmet, the orange jersey, the black pants, and the orange socks, I thought it was actually a nice look. It's too bad they don't have any numbers, at least on the shoulders, though. I'm tired of this trend of no TV numbers. It's stupid, in my opinion. But anyway, moving on, last week, the Buccaneers wore their white jersey with pewter pants and black socks. But the Colts, however, decided to don their 50s Baltimore Colts royal blue throwbacks. And I must say, those throwbacks, in my opinion, are absolutely exceptional. I loved them. You know, would I ever want the Colts to get rid of their main home and away jerseys for them? Absolutely not. But for a game or two every year, the Colts, the Baltimore throwbacks are beautiful. But notice that they wore their regular white helmet, but they had smaller versions of their logo placed at the back of the helmet. Now, when they wore the white version of this 50s throwback about 10 to 15 years ago as I'm filming this, obviously they wore it with a blue helmet at the time. So with the one helmet rule coming to an end at the end of this season, I would say that right now they figured, okay, let's bring out this uniform a year early, and then when the one helmet rule is finally rescinded, we'll bring back the blue helmet that went with these throwbacks for both the home and away jerseys that they had at the time in the 50s when the Indianapolis Colts actually played in Baltimore. They moved to Indianapolis back in the 80s. But yeah, it was a beautiful throwback uniform. It really, really was nice to see. Now, as for the Titans, Patriots, both uniforms were disappointing. Titans wore their white jersey with pants and socks being navy blue. And of course, the Patriots unfortunately refused to wear silver pants with their home uniform, so it's color rush every week and it stinks. I like the jerseys though, but the uniform not so much. The Chargers wore all white with light blue socks, and the Broncos wore their standard orange home uniform. Man, for a modern uniform, I think the Chargers, they've done a really good job of wearing good uniform combos for the most part, which is nice to say. As for the Rams, they wore their cement-colored away jersey with blue pants and socks against the Packers in their standard home uniform. Yeah, the Rams bone jersey is a colossal dumpster fire. It's the worst of the bunch. You know, at least they brought out a new white jersey for this season. I actually believe it will probably become their full-time away jersey as early as next season, which, you know what? It's not great either, but it's much better than the bone. At least it would be better than the bone. But, you know, if the Rams are going to do blue pants with the bone jersey, they need to at least wear bone socks too for contrast. But I tip my hat to the Rams for trying to be creative with an off-white uniform, but that jersey just sucks. It sucks. But yeah, even bone pants and royal blue socks, in my opinion, would look a little bit better. But honestly, guys, here's my view: the bone pants, the jersey, and the socks look like they belong with a different team's uniforms rather than the Rams. I mean, the bone jersey's just a disaster. Moving on, I noticed for the second year in a row, the Vikings have been wearing all white with purple socks a lot more. Honestly, I love that combo. It looks so good. They're a team that even with a non-traditional jersey style, it's meant to be more modern traditional. I like the Vikings uniforms when they wear the right combos. They actually look all right. Even though I'm not a fan of the one serif number and the one simpler font number, either they should both be serifed or not at all, which I would prefer if they weren't serifed at all, to be honest. But I'll give the Vikings credit. Their white jersey, white pant, purple sock combo is amazing. And, of course, the 49ers, they always look decent. They wore their standard home uniform. I have no complaints there. Moving on, the Ravens wore all black, head-to-toe black against the Browns in their white throwbacks. Even though the white throwbacks aren't that much different from their standard white uniform, I thought it was nice to see. I like the drop shadow numbers. I noticed that for the helmets, the Browns have just a single white stripe along the center, and they have the player's number on the sides of the helmets. I actually wonder if that would be a decent full-time fix for their lack of a logo on the sides of their main helmet style. But, the Browns throwbacks are very nice. But truth is, I actually think it might have been a cool opportunity to introduce an off-white beige color for the throwback uniform. But the crisp white looks great too. But I remember hearing, I think the Browns actually wore this uniform back in the day with a white helmet. So once again, with the one helmet rule coming to an end after this season, don't be surprised if the Browns bring that uniform back with the proper white helmet style that actually was used with this uniform back when it was actually worn decades ago. And finally, the Seahawks actually wore the best combination I've seen them wear in a long time. White jersey, white pants, navy socks against Washington in head-to-toe burgundy. Honestly, I wish that Washington would just keep the all burgundy for the preseason at the most. But, thankfully, unlike a lot of teams, including Seattle, Baltimore, New England, at least Washington doesn't wear head-to-toe burgundy very often. So, for one game, whatever. It didn't look good at all. But hey, for one game, whatever. I still think the only combo they should wear is white pants and burgundy socks. Always, unless they're wearing their white jersey, then burgundy pants and white socks looks great. I love that combo. That reminds me of the early 1990s Washington Redskins uniforms when they went on to win, I think, one, maybe two Super Bowls in back-to-back years. But yeah, no, those early 90s Redskins uniforms are so pretty. The white pants with the burgundy jersey, the burgundy pants with the white jersey, or even sometimes the white pants with the white jersey and burgundy socks. Beautiful combos. Could they bring back the gold pants for a game or two with each uniform, each jersey every year? Sure. But for the Washington football team, white jersey, burgundy pants, white socks, burgundy jersey, white pants, burgundy socks, or white jersey, white pants, burgundy socks are the three combos that are just fantastic in my opinion. And on top of that, they have a gorgeous throwback that I love seeing as well. And hopefully, actually next year, they'll probably... Well, we'll see about that one because they are supposed to be unveiling their new name this coming within the next year or so. So it would be nice to see them wear their throwback if they're not going to wear that throwback anymore, at least one more time with its proper helmet style. That would be nice. But what I'll do is I'll get a little bit festive here, and I'll try and maybe wrap this video up within 5 to 10 minutes. But I'm going to do a little bit of a mini rant at this point, a little bit of story time with Rockzilla for the second week in a row. I've just remembered I do have to do one last Facebook monthly channel update video for the month of, or for the year of 2021. It's been a good year for the channel, but I certainly am hoping that by this time next year, there's no more COVID-19. I'm sick of this pandemic. It's done far too much damage. And, I'm hoping that maybe this new variant is something that's a little bit weaker. That would be nice. Hopefully the virus starts to get weaker because it realizes that, oh, shoot, people actually are getting antibodies against this. So hopefully it'll mutate into something super, super weak and it'll stop infecting everybody and hopefully die out entirely. But anyway, I'm going to end this week's, should be last week's weekly roundup is what I should call it. But I'll end this with a little bit of a rant. I'm going to rant a little bit on moderators who I find sometimes can be a little bit too anal about the stupidest things. There we go. Just fix that real quick. But yeah, lately, I maybe it's just me, but I've noticed there's been multiple Facebook groups that I've seen. There's been multiple Discord servers and multiple live stream chats where in my opinion, I find there's been a lot of mods that can be far too anal over the littlest things. It was about a couple of weeks ago. I was on a live stream for one of my favorite YouTubers, to be honest with you. Absolutely one of my absolute favorite YouTubers was doing a live stream about a couple of weeks ago. And somebody made a comment about poop. And I figured everybody in the comment section usually goof off in the comments. And I made a silly comment of my own. And this moderator said to me, oh, that's about enough. And I just thought to myself, really? And honestly, guys, the only thing I talked about was about somebody made a comment about poop. And then I made a joke about some band that makes this type of music called grindcore, where basically it's super, super silly. And, recently, the only reason I knew about this band is because somebody mentioned the words grindcore in the comments section of a song I was listening to. And I thought, I should look that up. What is that? I'd be curious to hear. And then they popped up and I made a joke about this band and that moderator said, oh, that's about enough of that. And I thought, really? I didn't even say anything offensive. What I said, there was no problem with what I said. Like, it's such a harmless comment. And then, okay, what else? There was a group that I was in recently. I think it was a Canadian Football League group. I think that was the one I was in. And this moderator was deleting comments or something because, people were complaining about their team or something. And I just thought, really? All they said was that their team sucked and that, this guy is not a very good player and they should trade him or whatever. And people were getting booted out of the group. And I thought, I think it was the CFL group. It might have been the other group I was in. I can't remember. But they're one of these sports groups I was in on Facebook. And I just thought to myself, really, guys? What happened to freedom of speech? It's like people get into these moderator roles or they start up groups or whatever, and they think, and the power goes to their heads, and they think, well, if you say something I don't agree with, instead of answering back or whatever, I'm just going to delete your comment. I could kick you out of the group, and I'll threaten you with deletion from the group. It's like, really? I mean, and then there's a lot of these Discord servers I've been in over the years where, or Facebook groups too, where they have so many goddamn rules. Oh, you can't do this. You can't do that. You can do this and this, but you can't do this, and that. And if you do this, this, and that, you can't do this, you can't do this, but you can do this, this, and this. And there's so many rules. There's so many rules. You can't say this. You can't say that. You can't do this. You can't do that, or that. Well, my question is, what can I do? What can't I do? What can I say? It's like even this live stream I was on a couple weeks ago. You know, I don't even want to be a part of that channel's live streams. I'm not going to go on any of them anytime soon over that. It's like, really? I mean, if you've got moderators that are so sensitive over the stupidest of comments, I don't want to be on your live streams. And it sucks to say that, because as I say, this YouTuber whose live stream I'm referring to is one of my absolute favorite YouTubers. And there's been so many times I've popped on their live streams and I always enjoy them. That's the truth. I love their live streams. But if you're going to have a moderator like that, who in my opinion is being far too sensitive over the stupidest of a comment that I made, where I was just trying to be silly, thinking, oh, I'll make a silly remark since everybody else is goofing off. I mean, if that's the type of people you have moderating, I'd rather just not even bother. This is why I stay off of most Facebook groups now. A lot of the sports groups on Facebook that I was in, I've left. This is why there's a lot of Discord servers I have jack all to do with anymore. Because you know what? People are just, in my opinion, are so goddamn anal over the stupidest goddamn things. Like the silliest comments. You can't say nothing. What about freedom of speech, people? What? You know, and guys, listen, I have a request. If any of you watching are a moderator on anything, please, if somebody makes a silly comment, let it go. Why do we have to have so many rules and be so uptight? Like, lighten up a little. For Christ's sake, is everybody so easily offended about the stupidest things nowadays, or what? It's ridiculous. And the sad thing is, this live stream I was on, when that moderator said what they said to me, it reminded me of this Vancouver Canucks Facebook group I was in for a short time many years ago, where I joined the group thinking, hey, it might be cool to be in a group with a bunch of other Canucks fans. And, one night the Vancouver Canucks, I think they were playing the Colorado Avalanche. They got their asses spanked like 7-2. Colorado just kicked their asses. And I wrote in the comment section of one of the comments where I said the Canucks just absolutely sucked tonight. They played like garbage or whatever. And then I went on the next day and I looked at the comments, and actually a few people liked my comment. And then I clicked on the link on the notification on Facebook with people showing me that, oh, well, so-and-so and these 5 other people liked your comment or whatever. I think it was only 3 or whatever. It happened so long ago. Anyway, my point is, I went to my comment and it was deleted. And I commented again on that post, and I said, well, I was wondering what happened to my comment. Did it get deleted? And a mod came on and responded to my comment and said, oh, your comment got deleted because you're not allowed to say anything bad and negative about the Vancouver Canucks. There is zero tolerance for negativity about the Vancouver Canucks in this group. And she then said, oh, well, you should know better. And I commented and I said, sorry, I just joined this group like literally 2 or 3 days ago. I didn't know that was an issue. And then she said, then she commented again. She said, yet you still persist. And then she commented again, tagging like 5 other moderators onto my comment like a pack of goddamn wolves. And I just thought to myself, if you guys are going to act like a bunch of oversized children, overgrown children, guess what? I'm done. As soon as I saw that, I said to myself, I laughed and I said, okay, really? I clicked leave group. I jumped. Listen, how do I explain this? Okay. Listen, I abandoned that group like I would abandon a sinking ship. I jumped. I got off that boat right away. It was just, I could not, I still can't believe to this day that I experienced what I experienced in that group. In fact, that is why I have never joined a Vancouver Canucks Facebook group ever since. When you can't even say that the Canucks played terrible and that they absolutely played like garbage tonight in a Facebook group, and people are so sensitive over a comment so minor, you know what? I want nothing to do with those types of people. I'm sorry. And it sucks to say it too when I think about the live stream I was in. What, you make a silly comment and somebody and a moderator starts basically hinting that, oh, that's about enough of that? What, if I keep escalating with my comments, you're going to put me on a timeout? You're going to start deleting my comments? I mean, if you want to put me in timeout, go ahead. But guess what? From here on in, I'm probably not going to be on the live streams anymore. Because you know what? If that's the type of crap I'm gonna deal with when I can't even make a silly comment, I mean, maybe it's my fault. Maybe I'm the idiot for not knowing better. But as far as I know, the person who runs that live streams has never had an issue with any silly comments that me or anybody else on there have ever made. And I'm talking a lot of other people that are on those streams too, by the way. And you know, it's ridiculous. You know, it's why I don't bother with a lot of Discord servers. This is why I barely bother with Facebook groups anymore. As soon as I see that type of crap, I'm usually one of the first to jump ship as soon as I see that. It's ridiculous. It is so goddamn ridiculous. And you know, if you are a moderator or an admin on any Facebook or Discord server or Facebook group or live stream here on YouTube or whatever, do me a favor. You know, if somebody says something that warrants maybe stepping in saying, hey, that's about enough, like if somebody tells someone else to F off or calls them some nasty name or some slur or whatever, all right, I understand. Jump in. You know, obviously there comes to a point where, you know, sometimes as a mod, maybe you do need to step in and say enough's enough. But over a silly comment, come on. Come on, guys. You know, it's ridiculous. What, somebody can't say that, for example, the Chicago Blackhawks played like absolute dog crap tonight. So if somebody says that, oh, well, that penalty is effing bull, you know what? I mean, big deal. Big deal. They used some swear words. They didn't call somebody an effing goof. They didn't start calling somebody some type of slur. All they said was that a penalty was effing BS. Or, oh, if the Vancouver Canucks got spanked 7-2, or they played terribly tonight against the Pittsburgh Penguins, in fact. What, if somebody says that, oh, the Canucks played like crap tonight, what, you're going to delete their comment, put them on timeout, delete them from a Facebook group? If you're that one of those types of people, in my opinion, you should not be a moderator. That's my opinion. You don't have to like it, but that's how I feel. You know, I've just, lately I've noticed that with a lot of live streams I've been in, Facebook groups, Discord servers, and you know, guys, I've got to tell you, it's silly. In my opinion, at least. Remember, this is all in my opinion, but you know what? I feel that there are far too many moderators that are far too anal and oversensitive over the stupidest goddamn things, and I'm tired of it, and I figured I'd rant about it tonight. Man, it you know, usually I rant about jerseys and uniforms and logos and stuff, but yeah, I wanted to rant about that. I wanted to get that off my chest because it's just ridiculous. But anyways, guys, I've been talking for almost 40 minutes. I'm sorry I've had no videos for almost 2 weeks, but hey, I'd rather have one video up here now tonight than nothing at all. I'll call it a wrap, guys. I'll try and do a weekly roundup again tomorrow, podcast or whatever. You know, I was going to show you guys some hockey cards, but I'll save that for tomorrow, whatever. All right, guys, with that, though, I better call it a wrap or I'll never end this video. So take care, and as always, bye for now.